The Voice has just dropped some jaw-dropping updates that you won't want to miss. From dramatic backstage moments to heartwarming surprises, we're diving deep into everything that is happening with your favorite coaches. There are new babies, secret engagements, and unexpected twists that will have you gasping for more. Each coach has had their own shocking milestones, whether it is personal triumphs, career-changing moments, or a bit of drama we've all been waiting for. In today's video, we're covering all the latest and most exciting developments from every member of the Voice family. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for the full scoop. So, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of the action. Let's jump right in. Kelly Clarkson steps into a new era this year. On the 22nd of January, 2025, she told her guest Keke Palmer, "I'm so much older than you. And it's my first time in my career, and I just now started my own label, and I'm putting out my own stuff." That moment doesn't feel like a mere career move. It feels like reclaiming, like the 21-year-old who won American Idol all over again. She admits that the excitement of being that kid is back, even if the work of releasing a record now belongs to her. "I started writing, and I was like, wait. And then I was like, well, I guess through me." In spring, the next chapter arrived. On May 2, 2025, she released her single, "Where Have You Been?" Her first independent release under her own imprint. That premiere marked more than a song, it signaled a new voice, a new direction. She told Today on May 6 that the freedom to release what I want when I want is exhilarating. But this year hasn't been only bright lights and chart announcements. In August, Kelly announced that she must postpone the remainder of her Las Vegas residency shows to focus on what matters most, her children. The very next day, on the 7th of August, 2025, her ex-husband and former manager Brandon Blackstock died at age 48 after a private battle with melanoma. His illness had been the reason behind Kelly's sudden absences and show hiatus. And in her statement she wrote, "While I normally keep my personal life private, this past year, my children's father has been ill, and at this moment, I need to be fully present for them." Amid the turbulence, Kelly still finds milestones worth celebrating. In early September, she broke her Instagram silence to mark the 23rd anniversary of her American Idol win. In her post she wrote, "Winning American Idol changed my life, and I will be forever grateful for all of you that have supported me for so many years." John Legend steps into a new chapter this year, as he marks the 20-year anniversary of his debut album, Get Lifted. In March 2025, he announced he'll be embarking on the Get Lifted 20th Anniversary World Tour, inviting fans to join him, his band, and the full album live on stage across Europe starting late May, and then back to North America from August through December. He wrote simply on Instagram, "I'm so excited to announce that I'm heading back on the road for the Get Lifted Anniversary Tour, with a special edition of the album planned, featuring remixes, rare B-sides, and unreleased performances." Legend is inviting both longtime believers and newer fans to commemorate the moment when his voice first took flight. Amid the excitement of music and milestones, his home life remains deeply anchored. Legend and his wife Chrissy Teigen share 4 children, and with their youngest still very young, the couple revealed in early 2025 they are seriously considering a move from Los Angeles back to New York City. Legend explained that after witnessing the destructive California wildfires, including evacuating with their 4 kids, 4 dogs, and their bearded dragon during the Palisades blaze, they realized the threat felt too close to home. When the Sunset Fire began to expand, the danger felt too close for comfort, he said. The idea of returning to New York, where he began his musical journey and where his heart still resides, is now part of their long-term family plan. In what may be his most personal moment of the year, John recently opened up about his eldest son's health battle. In July 2025, he shared a heartfelt update. Their son Miles, diagnosed with type 1 diabetes in 2024, is doing well, and the entire family is growing stronger through this journey, Legend explained. The younger ones don't really know what's going on, but when they see the devices and things he has to wear, they sometimes have questions. He adds that witnessing Miles build grit, and watching the siblings rally around him has made the family feel more like a real team than ever. It's not all studio lights and tour dates. Legend also addressed a spate of public drama involving his former collaborator Kanye West, also known as Ye. In a March 2025 radio interview, West mocked Legend, calling him "smells like mashed potatoes" and criticizing his sweater. Legend responded with a calm and sober tone, "What kind of potatoes? I like cheesy garlic." But more importantly, he said the matter isn't about a personal beef. It's about the sadness of seeing someone he once created art with embrace such radical and hateful rhetoric. "All of it makes me sad," Legend said, speaking of West's recent turn. Through it all, tour announcements, domestic reflections, family health tests, John Legend remains at the nexus of music, family, and legacy. He's preparing to look back at where he started, but also forward at who he's becoming, not just as an artist on stage, but as a dad, husband, and advocate. And in that space between past and future, he's offering a deeply human soundtrack. The family that puts him in dad mode, the children who push him to grow, and the music that once lifted him now lifting them all together. John Legend's family-focused life continues to thrive as he and Chrissy raise their kids, while the world eagerly anticipates his next moves on and off the stage. His resilience in both personal and professional realms continues to shape the legacy of this celebrated artist, always remaining connected to the ones he loves most. Legend's reflections are filled with gratitude, acknowledging the balance between life's complexities and the music that has defined him. As he looks ahead to the next 20 years, John Legend is not just continuing his musical journey, but embracing every moment with his family by his side. As summer 2025 unfolds, Adam Levine finds himself back in the spotlight, not only as the charismatic frontman of Maroon 5, but also as a husband and father choosing momentum over pause. He shares with fans that the band's upcoming album, Love Is Like, set for release the 15th of August, was born out of a creative reset. Levine explains in the 23rd of August interview, "The new record felt the most cohesive album we've ever made," likening it to a return to the honest songwriting the band began with. Levine said in the interview, "It has just got such a nice, pure kind of feel to it that I think a lot of people can relate to. It's not pretentious, it's just true to what we are. I'm proud of it." On the 8th of April, he had told viewers on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon that yes, a song is coming, an album is coming this summer, tour in the fall. In early May 2025, he opened up to people about the lead single Priceless, saying it was the first song written for the album and that it instantly hit me. "It just felt really good." The track, a breezy, summery homage to his wife, Behati Prinsloo, features the Thai rapper Lisa and marks a personal impulse moment in Adam's musical world. At home, Adam and Behati are making big moves. Just this October, they offloaded their Georgian-style mansion in Montecito for around $60 million. A decision tied not just to property, but to family life. The sprawling estate aunts built for Rob Lowe served them well. But the real story is in the why. They're relocating to land closer to their children's school and embracing a new chapter more grounded in everyday rhythm. Meanwhile, viewers of The Voice have seen Adam return to his coach's chair for season 27, reconnecting with the show after a 6-year hiatus and sitting alongside John Legend, Michael Bublé, and Kelsea Ballerini. He's said little publicly about the behind-the-thigh scenes of that return, but fans have rejoiced at seeing him back, engaged and ready to mentor emerging voices once more. Amid all this career motion and real estate strategy, Adam has gotten candid about his personal choices too. Earlier this July, he confessed to people that he's done getting new tattoos because the process really hurt, and he's no longer interested in covering one sleeve with another. It's a small but telling detail. The man who once announced body art as music-era symbols is now choosing comfort, connection, and legacy instead. On stage, in the studio, and at home, what comes through is this renewed sense of clarity. He says the album was crafted, the songwriting, the band sessions, in the same rooms and spaces where they launched their career, back when music felt like escape. And at home, the week-to-week rhythms with his wife and children seem more meaningful than ever. He told an interview recently, "Family over everything. acknowledging that as the noise of fame fades, what remains matters most. Reba McEntire is in the midst of one of her brightest chapters yet. At 70 years old, the country music icon and longtime television star finds herself not just thriving professionally, but falling in love all over again. On Christmas Eve 2024, actor Rex Lynn proposed beside a creek on their Tennessee ranch, surprising Reba with a rose gold ring encrusted in black diamonds. She laughs now, recalling how he asked, "Would you marry me? I want to cross the finish line with you." And she paused before answering, "Well, yes, yes." The world officially learned of their engagement at the 2025 Emmy Awards red carpet, where Rex was introduced as her fiancé. Ice blue eyes, genuine smiles, the kind of moment that feels real because it is. Reba admits, "I'm having a blast. It's just a wonderful time." She says she feels like a teenager again. Rather than darting straight to a big wedding, Reba and Rex are savoring this season of engagement. In exclusive interviews, Reba describes their upcoming wedding as non-traditional and a lot of fun because that's Rex and me. We like comfort. We love friends. We love food. They haven't set a date yet. For now, they're commuting together to film Happy's Place, rehearsing late into the night and returning home together each evening, blending work and life in a beautifully seamless way. Working with Rex is so much fun, Reba says of their on- and off-screen relationship. Even with such a full career and a new chapter unfolding, Reba isn't slowing down. She's shifting gears. Her energy remains electric. And in the midst of all this, she remains grounded. Two people in love, comedians at heart, friends with comfort food and shared dreams, not rushing into anything, just being present. There's tenderness in this moment. Reba accepted a ring after years of hard work, heartbreak, triumphs, and songs sung on a million stages. She accepted a partnership where rehearsal and home life, script and reading, heart and laughter all merge. At 70, she is not just surviving, but glowing, supported, and deeply happy. For fans who followed her from ranches in Oklahoma to sold-out arenas, from television sitcom sets to reality TV coaching chairs, this chapter feels like a reward. Love and laughter in her own story again. And as the cameras roll on Happy's Place, as the next season premieres, as that non-traditional wedding looms somewhere ahead, it feels right. Not precisely timed, just ripe. And the world is watching, delighted. Niall Horan steps into this next chapter, not just with a guitar in his hand, but with fresh purpose shining in his eyes. In May 2025, he confirmed that he's returning as a coach for The Voice season 28, standing again in the mentor's chair alongside names like Reba McEntire and Michael Bublé. He reshared the announcement on Instagram with the hashtag #TeamNeil and simply wrote, "Excited to be back." That moment signals a career move that isn't just about the spotlight, it's a conscious decision to guide others while redefining his own chapter. As the show presses on, Niall reveals something deeper, reflection. In a candid moment aired the 30th of September 2025 during The Voice, he said, "If I'm being really honest, I miss Shelton," referring to his former coach Blake Shelton. The pause in his voice says volumes, the nostalgia of one era colliding with the thrill of the new. And yet, almost immediately, Niall's smile grows as he talks about his current seatmate, Snoop Dogg. "You have my heart, Snoop, forever." "I love you, Snoop." He laughs after a playful Skittles slip joke. This isn't just fleeting banter. It's the story of someone who's pivoting from what was into something still alive and warming. Off camera, the rhythms of his world are shifting in subtle but powerful ways. In September 2025, Niall announced that he is officially an investor and ambassador for the wellness tech company, Whoop, a wearable performance brand he credits with completely changing the way I understand my body, whether I'm on stage, in the studio, or just taking care of myself day to day. He says he's been using the device for a while, but now he's putting his name and his money behind a vision of mindful stamina. Between the late-night flights, the live show adrenaline, and the coaching spotlight, his priority is clear. Stay sharp, stay grounded, and behind the headlines, there's an underlying quiet too. Niall's remembering. He recently revealed on a podcast that during his nearly 5 years with Harry Styles, Louis Tomlinson, Zayn Malik, and the late Liam Payne's band, he literally didn't leave a hotel once while touring, choosing to stay locked away rather than face the chaos of fandom outside. It's a raw admission that behind the loudest crowds, there was a man craving privacy. The tour on the outside glowed, on the inside, it silenced him. What emerges now is a version of Niall who is stronger for the scars, wiser for the pauses, and eager to thrive on his own terms. He's mentoring fresh talent on The Voice, building wellness into his legacy, and reflecting on the price of fame he once paid. He's not simply back. He's evolved, and he invites us to watch. Michael Bublé continues to glide between centered family man and vibrant coach on the rise. In May 2025, he officially confirms that he will return as a coach for the third consecutive season of The Voice. He says, "This is the best job I've ever had. I'm so thrilled to be back for season 28. Announced May 12. For someone who once hesitated at the idea of judging singers, that statement reflects a transformation. In a recent interview, September 2025, he speaks openly about how coaching has reshaped him. Anytime you're surrounded by talented people, you hope you can learn something and be inspired. At the same time, Bublé lets us glimpse the deeper currents behind the spotlight. In the 26th of October appearance on Sunday Today, he opens up about the moment his eldest son, Noah, faced a rare liver cancer diagnosis, and how that crisis reframed his entire life. "I remember thinking, why did I ever worry about anything else?" He shares, reflecting on how fatherhood, illness, and survival sharpened his priorities. Outwards toward his music, he celebrates a milestone, his 2005 album, It's Time Turns 20, and he announces a deluxe 25-track edition, dropping the 12th of September 2025, all tied into his return to the television stage. Milestones come with processing a lot of different feelings. It's always a lesson in being present and grateful, he says. His philanthropic side is also visible. In May 2025, he joins forces with the NHL's Florida Panthers, or rather, he signs on to their Panthers on the Prowl campaign, raising funds for cancer research via life-sized art sculptures. "Cancer touches all of us, my family, friends, yours, neighbors, everyone," he states. Even the glossier moments of his television life hold something human. On the set of The Voice Season 28, he makes headlines for a first-ever moment. The big red chair breaks during his turn at the blind auditions. He jokes about it, laughs it off, and the moment becomes part of his narrative of joy and play in his role. Through it all, the image of Michael Bublé that comes through is not just the crooner with the velvet voice, but a man who knows what he most wants: family, purpose, connection. He speaks about his wife Luisana Lopilato, their 4 children including Noah and younger siblings Vida, Cielo, and Elias, and how they ground him. He's not just looking back either, he's moving forward. The deluxe album revisiting, It's Time, the show-running role on The Voice, the philanthropic turns, they all hint at a new chapter. One where his legacy is measured not just in hit records, but in mentoring others, raising up family, and making meaning from struggle. In the past year, Snoop Dogg is quietly perfecting his comeback in a way only he can, laid back, but unmistakably bold. In April 2025, he officially announces his return as a coach for season 28 of The Voice on NBC, reclaiming the red chair after a one-season hiatus. He says simply, "It's been a great experience for me. I didn't know what I was signing on to, but I do know it feels like I could come back and do it again." This isn't just a role on screen, it's part of a broader multi-year production deal with NBC Universal and his own company, Death Row Pictures. As the cameras roll for season 28, Snoop steps into more than the spotlight, he steps into a new chapter. In July, the network unveils the full coaching panel, Snoop alongside country legend Reba McEntire, pop crooner Michael Bublé, and former One Direction star Niall Horan. The announcement thrills fans and heralds a fresh season. Behind the scenes, Snoop cultivates a sense of family and soulful mentorship. An article in October 2025 reveals that he has instituted a pre-show ritual for the coaches of The Voice, a moment of connection before they begin, and he affectionately calls contestants his niece or nephew. "I love the family side of The Voice," he says. "That's what I love about being here." This season also sees a milestone moment on the 20th of October 2025 during the battle round, Snoop uses his first steal of the season to bring contestant Carolina Rodriguez onto his team, saying, "The thing I loved about you? You sounded 20 times different. A perfect artist found their way home to Team Snoop." It's a reminder that his coach persona is as much about finding heart as finding hooks. Off camera, Snoop's evolution continues. In an industry profile published in April, he reflects on his wider ambitions. "I want you to frame it like I'll do anything if I own the brand." He's branching into children's media production and building a legacy beyond his hits, highlighting that music has been just the beginning.